Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Mike from B Tech Reviews here, and today we are going to talk about the iPhone 16 2024. So if you guys missed out on it, yesterday they had a keynote from Apple discussing the new iPhone. So I'm gonna kind of go over specs and stuff here. But before we do that, let's go ahead and we'll play a video from our channel partner, which is Mint Mobile. Again, I want to give Mint Mobile a shout out for working with us to bring you videos like this, guys. But again, let me go ahead and play that video for you guys. It is a small little ad that I did myself. So again, really appreciate this. Let me go ahead and make this bigger for you guys. I know I'm nice and pretty to look at up there. So let's go ahead and play that really quick, guys, for you. Hey guys, thanks for checking out today's video. This video is brought to you today by our partner, Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile is a premium wireless service that has plans as low as $15 a month, and with the price being that low, I was able to save a lot of money monthly, in which I was able to enjoy going out to the movies more and watching certain movies with certain superheroes from this guy. You can get high-speed data and unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. You can even bring your own phone along with your current phone number and existing contacts without sacrificing anything. Switching over is easy, whether you order a SIM kit from Mint Mobile or if your phone has an eSIM. If you're interested in trying out Mint Mobile and saving a lot of money, check out the links in the video description, and thank you. All right, guys. So again, shout out to our brand partner, Mint Mobile. If you guys are interested in trying out their service for as little as $15 a month, you want to go ahead and check out their link in the description of the video here. And again, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys check that out. So again, what's going on tonight, everybody? Again, it looks like we have one person in the chat tonight. Tech for Your Needs. Thanks again for joining in. Big shout out to you. And I want to give a big special shout out to a buddy of mine that you guys already know about. It's Aloha Android, aka Tito. Tito, who obviously has been a big fan of my channel for the last 10 plus years already, because we've been doing this YouTube gig for a while now. But Tito recently hit a milestone on his channel that I want to give him recognition for. And I want to give him recognition because he's one of those guys that has really been a supporter of my channel. So I want to let him know that I enjoy all the content that he posts, right? Whatever channel he posted on, right? Because he has had several YouTube channels in the past. But even on his main channel, I've been really enjoying the content, right? He's a huge Pixel guy, big Android guy. So that's one of the original things that I love about him, is that, we were both kind of big Android geeks at the beginning of, our YouTube journey. And he's stuck with it. So again, I want to give him a big shout out for hitting 13K. And again, I hope to see more content from you, man. I know, again, you're living a busy lifestyle with your family, your wife, your kids. But again, shout out to you, man. Congrats on 13K, and let's see if we can race for 20, man. I'm about to hit 15K myself on the channel. So anyways, it looks like we got Tech for Your Needs in the house. Thanks again, Tech for Your Needs, for joining in. I would really appreciate that. And if you can smash the like button, again, that would greatly be appreciated also. But I do want to get into the iPhone 16 and the new phones that are releasing. I really haven't watched any videos on it, guys. I got to see a little bit of the keynote, but not really so much to the point where it's like, it was just one of those deals where I just really kind of got to see bits and pieces of the actual video. Let me go ahead and share the screen here with that going on here. So let's go ahead and make this the big screen here. Making myself a little. Let's go ahead and make it a little bit bigger for you guys so that you guys can kind of see. There you go. I don't even have my camera on in this video anyway. So we are looking at Apple's website directly here. So I'm on apple.com, right? So this is the iPhone 16 and 16 Plus, right? And maybe I'll get into the iPhone 16 Pro as we go along, right? But again, we have a multitude of colors here. So first thing that I can tell you guys is that definitely we see a different color change and a little bit of a design refresh on the actual phone itself. Let's see. Tech for Your Needs says, not sure if you are free on Thursday, 12 at 8 p.m. Join me in celebrating my 1K subscriber milestone. Fitting that you're talking about milestone. Well, congratulations, Tech for Your Needs, by the way. I remember you were like, I feel like you've been kind of stuck between that 8 and 1,000 range. But if you have hit 1,000, congratulations also to you, boss. I really have been a supporter of yours as well, and I know you've been a supporter of mine. So again, shout out to you, Tech for Your Needs, guys. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, check it out, Tech for Your Needs. Definitely a lot of good content from the channel. So again, guys, check out the channel there. And again, keep an eye on Thursday. Unfortunately, I will be working Thursday, boss. But if I'm not, I will try to, come in on the chat here. But anyways, let's going back to the iPhone 16, right? So obviously, there's a lot of different colors here. You have black, you have a white porcelain color, and they finally brought back pink. I haven't seen, they haven't really had a pink iPhone color in a couple of years. Then you have kind of like an aloe green that you saw basically on the Pixel 8a, and then again kind of like a sea turtle blue. Well, not sea turtle blue, but kind of like a sea blue in general. And these colors are pretty okay to the eye. They're pretty easy on the eye, right? I think there's colors for everybody in this. But anyways, going back here, I guess they call it ultramarine, all right? Teal and ultramarine. I don't know why I called it aloe. But anyways, and again, guys, this is kind of like an unplanned live stream for me. Well, unplanned. I was thinking about going on a little bit earlier, but you guys know me. I'm always jumping on the streams late. So again, shout out to Tech for Your Needs for the 1,000 subs. That's crazy. So again, I'm not going to really play back any videos here just because obviously I don't want to get copyrighted, but we can go ahead and talk about the design and whatnot. So obviously, let's talk about the capacity of memory storage, right? So memory, obviously, base is going to come in with 128 all the way up to 512 on all the models there. So if you guys are looking at the price of the base model is $799. You're going to probably up it by $100 per gigabyte that it actually goes up on. So hold on 1 second, guys. I need to bring this down really quick. There you go. Okay, 1 second. Just trying to check out to see if how's the stream sounding to you guys, by the way? How does it sound? How does it look? Just want to make sure everything is in order here. View channel. There we go. That's what I want. That's what I've been wanting to do. I don't know why it's not. I'm watching on the tablets. Here we go. 1 second, guys. There you go. There you go. Let's full screen it, guys. So it sounds like it's okay. So again, if you guys are just joining in, smash that like button. Again, we really appreciate it. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about the new iPhone, redesign. Obviously, if you're looking at just the regular iPhone 16 and the 16 Plus, you're seeing the camera bump kind of shrunk a little bit, right? So you still have the 2 camera sensors. They did add the LED flash right here on the side, which it was normally incorporated into that little square box, but anyways, I think it looks a lot better. Honestly, I feel like it looks a little more minimalistic than it did before with that little square cutout that it had. That little oval cutout looks very nice. I really like that, and it's nice and sleek. So going back again, guys, the size of the phones, right? The base model is going to have a 6.1-inch screen, which again, XDR display, Retina, whatever you want to call it. They're all OLED displays, right? At this point, right? You're not really going to see LCD or IPS anymore in iPhones, and you do have the dynamic island support on there, which again, the dynamic island is basically just a big cutout, but it definitely looks a lot better than the prior models where you had that nasty cutout on there. All right, Tech for Your Needs says it sounds good and the video is good. Okay, great. I'm glad to hear. You know what I mean? I like that you guys are liking the sound and this. See, we got Random Culture in the house saying cameras look like my iPhone 12. And we're going to get to the camera system in just a bit. Let's take a look here. But yeah, shout out to Random Culture for jumping in. Thanks again for joining in, boss. If you can, smash that like button. And again, thank you for joining in and being here in the chat. So anyways, let's go back here. So again, 6.1 inch to 6.7. So this is a debate that I've been having with myself because I think, after this year, it might be time for me to upgrade from my iPhone 13 Pro, right? And I'm debating, should I get the iPhone 15 or should I go for the iPhone 16, right? Obviously, at $799 for the base, it's really not that bad. Let's go over the specs on the screens here really quick. So again, the base model screen is a 6.1 inch screen, OLED display, 2556 by 1179 resolution at 460 ppi. So I've been reading that the base model has only a 60 hertz refresh rate. So I don't know if that's going to be a lot issues with a lot of people or not. Some people really don't care about the refresh rate. Really, like for me personally, like I really can't tell the difference because the phones are just so fast in general. Going to the 6.7-inch screen, you do have, again, OLED display, 460 ppi, the same. Obviously, the resolution kind of is up by a little bit. You have 2796 by 1290. Both are kind of like rounded corners on each screen, right? Let's take a look here. So again, dynamic island, HDR display, true tone, wide color P3, haptic touch, which back then it used to be kind of they used to call it force touch, I guess, but now they had to go and change the name. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta let my dog out. All right, 1 second, guys. Gotta turn on the AC. All right, guys, and I'm back. So basically, a very high contrast ratio, 1000 nits brightness, 1600 nits peak brightness with HDR, and 2000 nits peak night nits brightness outdoors. So again, it's going to kind of be different altogether. It says fingerprint resistant oleophobic coating as well. So now it's saying that you're not going to have a display that, I guess, it's fingerprint resistant. So all the oils on your finger. My iPhone 13 Pro, I always have oily fingers, so I always see streaks of my nasty oil residue on my phone. So the phone is rated IP68, which again, I don't know if that's I guess waterproofing at this point, especially on these type of phones, is it just needs to happen, right? So many accidents happen, so many people drop their phones at the pool, at the beach, if you're accidentally sitting on a toilet and you drop your phone, boom, there you go. So again, it says maximum depth is 6 meters up to 30 minutes. So your phone will survive underwater for a small amount of time, but that doesn't mean that it's fully waterproof. So again, Apple Intelligence built into your phone, right? Again, that's the AI, right, that we see here, but that's not something I really care to talk about. Use that as your discretion on that. Let's take a look here. We're going to go through some of the comments. The camera layout is designed for Apple's spatial video feature. According to what I've heard, the camera layout is optimized for Apple's spatial video feature from what I heard. Okay, gotcha. Will the AI upgrade come to your 15 or just new phones? I know Tech for Needs has a 14 or a 15. I'm not sure, but let's see what he's saying. My keyboard was repeating some of the same stuff. Okay, that's all good. No worries. I noticed that. I was like, am I reading the same thing twice? But anyways, thanks again, guys, for being active. I know this really wasn't a planned stream, but if I can get at least like 5 to 10 people in the chat tonight, that would be nice. And again, if you guys are just joining in, smash the like button, and thank you guys for joining in. Again, camera features a 48 megapixel Fusion 26 millimeter f1.6 aperture sensor. Again, pretty interesting, right? That is going to be on the dual camera system. You have a 24 and a 48 megapixel. So I have seen a few videos on the camera system itself, right? And what I'm kind of noticing is that they're kind of making this a little more user friendly with the camera, and we'll go to that once we get to like the physical features of the phone. But basically, I mean, you guys already know iPhones have some of the best cameras on a smartphone, right? Besides maybe next to the Pixel and the Samsung devices, right? iPhone is probably in the top 3. At least that's my opinion, right? Again, opinion that doesn't always convey to everybody else, but anyways, 4K recording, right, at 24, 25, 30 frames or 60 frames a second. So that's not bad. I mean, I'm surprised, honestly, that they're not I guess letting you guys shoot in 8K yet, right? So a phone like maybe that's on the Pro, maybe not. Again, I don't know. But again, if you're 4K is just fine, honestly. Honestly, my phone shoots in 4K at 60, and I still don't shoot in 4K. I always take everything. I take all my videos in 1080p, guys. Why? One, because it wastes a lot less, memory on the device, and two, if I'm like editing or uploading the video, the editing process just takes a lot less longer because the file size, right? And then the rendering process of it just takes a long time. So I usually just shoot in 1080p, or if I wanna, I guess, record something or export something in 4K, then I'll shoot it in 1080p and I'll export in 4K, right? I don't do that often, but sometimes I'll do it on my Android devices if I want like the up on quality. That's different for iPhone, obviously. But again, they do have cinematic video stabilization, 4K, 1080p, and 720. So you do have that, like the little theater mode that they had. Let's see. So I mean, I'm seeing a lot of good stuff on their cameras. I mean, I don't deny that their camera system is just continuing to get better. Obviously, Face ID. You have Apple Pay. You have Apple Card, created by Apple, designed for iPhone. You get 3% daily cash at Apple and select merchants. All right, let's go. All right, so pretty much, nothing too crazy. They do have, all the GPS stuff that you would want in a phone, obviously. I mean, even safety measures as far as like them, finding you if you're lost somewhere, right? I think that was something that they implemented a couple of years back. Obviously, video calling, right? FaceTime calling is 1080p. Video calling over 5G or Wi-Fi, so that's pretty good. I mean, no one's going to complain about that. Random Culture says, I'm not buying the new iPhones, but saw you were live and wanted to like and support you. Thanks. I appreciate that, man. I mean, I know it's late. I know some of you guys have school or work tomorrow. So again, shout out to anyone that comes into the system here. So here's kind of the thing that I wanted to talk about, right? Which is the added camera control button, right? So of course, your phone is basically going to be like the same thing as last year, right? But they added a camera control, this is not something that we've seen in a while, right? I haven't seen a camera control button on a phone probably since the earlier Android phones. A lot of I remember HTC had that. Motorola and some other carriers like LG had the camera button on a lot of their older devices, and then I don't know why a lot of I guess camera or companies just did away with it, right? I think it was kind of like a gimmick, right, for a while. But I guess I anytime I had a phone that had a camera button, I used it. Like I there was no reason for me not to use it. So I really appreciated that. Let's take a look at what Tech Fair Needs is saying real quick. He's saying Apple Intelligence, it will be available on the iPhone 16, iPhone 16 Plus, and iPhone 16 Pro. iPhone 16 Pro, let's see. And then the iPhone 15 Pro, the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and the iPad and the Mac with the M1 and later. Okay. That's not bad, honestly. I mean, again, if you're implementing AI, again, not for me, right? But, AI can be used for a lot of different things, right? For your home, your just simple things like helping write an email or responding to an email. All right, Random Culture says, do you think the cam button will spur sales? I don't think so. At least not at first. Maybe during the holiday season you might see that. I don't think it's like a big enough reason for people to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna upgrade my iPhone 15 to an iPhone 16 because of a camera button. You know what I mean? But I think it'll be a nice feature for people that are upgrading phones. That just, especially content creators, right? I think content creators, it's something so basic, right? Obviously I know you can access the camera from your home screen, right? But because of the way iPhone is, I think now it's a shortcut button. So like, as soon as you want to, turn your camera on, you can just press that button, the camera button, and it accesses the camera system right away. So that way you don't have to waste time, especially if you're trying to shoot something. And again, there are times where, you need to, grab your phone like within seconds to, film something, or, whether it be like a car accident or like, let's say you need to, get a license plate from a hit and run, something like that, right? Something where, it takes time to, unlock your phone with Face ID and then open the camera app, right? So there's that, but anyways, I think it's going to be a cool little feature. It looks like we do have USB Type-C still, which is great. It says charging and expansion. So it says power and battery, right? So video playback up to 27 hours. On the Plus, on the regular iPhone, up to 22 hours. Stream videos, 18 hours on the Plus. 24 hours on audio playback on your regular iPhone. You get 80 hours on the Plus, 100 hours. So obviously you're going to have like your pros and your cons against the regular iPhone and the iPhone Plus. I wish that they would just make like an iPhone Plus that was maybe like a tad bit bigger, that pretty much matched most of the same specs, but with just the better battery life. I just want better battery life overall. Built-in rechargeable lithium-ion battery, MagSafe wireless charging, up to 25 and 30 watt adapter or higher. So it really just depends on what you have. Qi wireless charging, again 15 watt, and Qi wireless charging, yes, depending on the charger, 7.5 watts. So again, you're gonna get 15 watt with the Plus, 7.5 watts with the regular iPhone, which again I don't think it's amazing, but it is what it is. So let's see what Random Culture is saying here. Random Culture is asking, when do you have World Star moment? when you have a World Star moment. Okay, I got you. So MagSafe obviously is still going to be a thing for the new iPhones, which again, that's like, I feel like ever since I've had the iPhone 13 Pro, I still use like a lightning cable to charge my phone when I'm like on the road traveling or whatever. But when I'm at home, I use MagSafe chargers, like especially when I'm in bed. I just feel like it's a lot safer than having your phone plugged in directly to the actual charging port on the bottom right. Obviously, you guys know there's horror stories out there, where people have house fires because of their phones. So I choose MagSafe because I feel like it's a little bit safer to wirelessly charge your phone. Not to saying that your phone's gonna not explode from that. I'm just saying. Random Culture says, I need a 6.9 inch screen with my eyes. Yeah, so that's also another reason why I'm thinking about possibly getting the iPhone 16 Plus, is because my eyesight has very much so diminished the last couple of years, and I do need to see an eye doctor. But for the most part, like a bigger screen and bigger lettering on the screen is just going to help me overall, because again, I am blind, and I'm using iPhone 12s at work at my job, and the apps that we use at my job, we cannot make the lettering bigger. So I'm over here like squinting all day at work. So sometimes when I get out of work, my eyes are extremely tired, guys. So obviously iOS 18 out of the box here. Again, there's just so many features that Apple has, so many apps that you can download. So it does say SIM card, right? There is a SIM card section. So let's see. Dual eSIM, 2 active eSIMs, stores 8 or more eSIMs. Wow, okay. So again, they are still, let's see, iPhone 16 and 16 Plus use eSIM technology and are not compatible with physical SIM cards. So I believe that is only in the US. So from what I've heard around the world, that a lot of people in different countries, they still get the physical SIM card. So just America, I don't know what's going on in the US and why they're pushing eSIM, but it is what it is. I feel like it's just a cost cutting thing for companies. That way they don't have to make physical SIM cards anymore. So I think that's just one of those deals where they're probably saving millions or possibly billions of dollars just on not having to manufacture SIM cards and get that going. It's just easier for them to use and process eSIMs, right? Okay, so let's go down. So obviously this is a lot of stuff here, guys. So this is what you get in the box now. No charger, you just get the phone and USB-C to USB-C connecting cable, which again, I do like the new skins, or I do like the new backgrounds on these devices. The wallpapers, they look extremely nice. It says iPhone 16 and 16 Plus are designed to reduce environmental impact, which I believe. I mean, they are using a lot of recycled materials on a lot of the phones. So there's that. Trade in your smartphone for credit. So yeah, I don't know exactly when this. I mean, is the phone already out? I don't even know, honestly. I think for me, if I were to trade in my iPhone 13 Pro, I would only get maybe like $300 credits. So I would still have to pay like $400 out of pocket if I sell it, right? So that, I'm not 100% sure if I want to do that, or if I just want to sell the phone straight out on eBay, right? Tech for Your Need says, I like a big screen and I cannot lie. Reminds me of that Sir Mix-a-Lot song or whatever. But anyways, let's go back to the iPhone section here. Let's see what we got. So let's go ahead and look at the iPhone 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max specs. I feel like a lot of people are going to go for, look at that, starting at $1,000, the 16 Pro, and then you have the Pro Max starting at $1,199, which is $200 more. So obviously, you're going to get, more, I wouldn't say prettier colors, but you're going to get better builds on the phones, right? And I like the way this looks. Awesome to me, by the way. I think they're bringing back the gold edition phone. That's true. That's pretty cool. I think my phone is like a graphite color. I love the color of my iPhone. It's like a silver color, and I just like it. But yeah, it looks like a lot of these are going to be all like aluminum casings, obviously, with like a matte finish. It says titanium design with larger 6.3-inch Super Retina XDR display. So the iPhone 13 Pro actually does get a bigger screen than the iPhone 13, or I'm sorry, the iPhone 16. So you're getting a 0.2-inch difference, which actually is, from when I bought my iPhone 13 Pro, the regular iPhone 13, the screen size was exactly the same. So you are getting a small bump on screen size there. So I mean, that might interest me in getting the device, but I doubt it. I probably still will get the regular iPhone just because it's one of those deals where I think that I just am not going to use the Pro model for what it is, right? And I just don't think I'm going to need it, but you never know. I might buy the iPhone 16 and I might hate it. So we'll see what happens there. But I've already had the phone from 3 generations ago, and I think it might be time. I might hold it until early next year. We'll see. Because again, maybe there might be a few deals around or after the holidays that maybe we might want to look at. But again, 16 Pro Max, again, it's just a lot, right? But the difference is you can shoot 4K at 120 frames a second with that third camera. It's got an A18 Pro chip up compared to the regular A18 chip. And it's just a very nice, solid, sleek design. But I think again at this point, like not a lot of people are going to care. I feel like technology just got so boring to the point where like no one really cares what phone you have anymore. Like I remember 5 or 6 years ago, whatever, like I was always interested in the type of phone somebody had because I would see them on an Android or an iPhone. And like I would want to know why they were using, why they preferred one over the other. Now I don't care, like because it's just preference at this point, right? If you like Android, it's because you like the Android ecosystem, right? Some people just don't like iPhones because of the customization, right? You can't customize to a certain degree on iPhone, right? I mean, yes, you can customize, but no, you really can't. I mean, obviously with Android, there's so many levels of customization that you can do. You can download different skins. You can download different ROMs. You can download again, different, I guess emoji packs, etc. Right? You're gonna have different things for the actual phone that iOS just will not let you do. Let's see. We got how big are the new phone bezels for the money? They should be edge to edge. That's a good question. I mean, I think they're pretty. I really don't think that I think the bezels are non-existent if I could be 100% honest. So if you look at both phones, probably the iPhone 16 has a little bit of a bezel compared to the iPhone 16 Pro. I mean, you can kind of tell there in the pictures. I can't really click the pictures to make them bigger, but I definitely like the colors. I really like the colors on all of these. 16 Pro Max, boom. You get the gold, you get the silver, you get the the porcelain white, and then you get like a black graphite. And of course, you can still if you guys want to save money, right? Get last year's model, right? iPhone 15, right? Still a good phone in my opinion, right? You got the A16 Bionic. I guess they're skipping the A17, right? Because like the iPhone 16, unless the iPhone 15 Pro had the A17 chip, but like it says here on both these devices, you have the A15 Bionic, right? And then of course going back to the iPhone 14, right? Again, $599, right? You don't have to have the latest phone to get a good experience, right? Like, I mean, I've had my phone for the last 3 years, and if I were to jump to another phone, I most likely would experience the same thing, right? You know, you're not really getting too much of a difference when it comes to the iPhone. This was something that I was kind of disappointed in, and I guess this they didn't mention this at the keynote, but the iPhone SE, right? So I really wish there was somewhat of a redesign on the iPhone SE. I feel like this phone could be extremely popular if they just, you know, got rid of the Touch ID. They, you know, they gave it a little bit of a bigger body, something similar to maybe like an iPhone 12. You know, give it, you know, iPhone 12 or iPhone 13, you know, specs or whatever. You know, just update a little bit, and then just boom, you know, sell it for $500. You know, imagine if they were selling an iPhone SE for $500 that was basically, you know, the same thing as the current generation iPhone, right? But for cheaper price, obviously a smaller screen, right? Maybe not as good of a camera system, right? Maybe no wireless charging to that extent, right? But right, you know, you're gonna have to cut a few costs in order to get, you know, something like this there. But you know, at the same time, it's like, what do you guys think, right? If you know, if they offered a $500 iPhone that, you know, basically gave you the same performance, right? Maybe gave you the same camera system, right? But you know, maybe got rid of things like wireless charging, and maybe got rid of things like you know, like the camera button, you know, for example, just little things like that. Would you get it, right? You know, I think I would probably get it. Let's see, iPhone SE design copy of XR looks. Yeah, possibly. I mean, I wouldn't. I probably would probably stay away from the XR. I would probably stay away from anything below an iPhone 12, honestly, as far as like a redesign goes. Not that the XR design was bad, but like, I mean, you could use the iPhone XR design also, 10R, or even iPhone 11, I guess. Something to that extent, though, where you know, you're getting, you know, something a little more higher end, you know, than what they were giving you with that small screen. I mean, the 4.7-inch screen just isn't really doing it anymore. I think minimum that, you know, the screen size should be like a 5.5 or like a, you know, 5.7-inch display. Maybe not fully 6 inches, because, you know, again, this is going to be somewhat of a mid-range budget phone, right? But again, like, give the consumers, you know, again, not everyone can afford an iPhone. They're expensive phones, guys. Give the consumer something, you know, that they can be proud to hold in their hand, right? I mean, I don't really see a lot of people out there with the iPhone SE, honestly. If I can be 100% honest, most people have like the regular iPhones, or, you know, like, you know, I've seen people with Samsung devices, Pixel devices, but there's not, I don't go, you know, I'm not out there seeing a lot of people with iPhone, like, you know, SEs, right? They're just it's a phone that, you know, I feel like people would buy just because, you know, they broke their other phone and they just need like a backup phone for now. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, right? You know, but again, the small screen size, the, you know, your Touch ID, and there's nothing wrong with Touch ID. You know, obviously it's still the top, you know, Touch ID in the world when it comes to, like, you know, the security and whatnot. But I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? And I just wanted to get on here and talk to you guys for a little bit about this, right? We're going on for about 30 minutes now. So I think I might go ahead and end the chat here, guys, because it is getting a little bit late. But I really do appreciate you all being here with me. Again, what do you guys think about the prices, though, before we go, right? So again, iPhone 16 starting at $799. The iPhone 16 Pro at $999, so $1,000 after tax. It's going to be almost $1,100, right? So I feel like the iPhone 16 is going to be a lot more appealing, especially with the colors. I really do like the colors, by the way. So the colors on these, I'm not sure which one I would get. I would probably just go with the black. I think that the blue color and the teal color are just a little too poppy for me, and plus I'm always going to have it in a case. So, you know, I wouldn't mind that. Let's see. Tech Bernie says that is the reason Apple don't release iPhones SE every year, because of the cells. Well, the reason why the cells are so bad is because they've had literally the same design of the iPhone for the past, I don't know how many years. I mean, I remember when the original iPhone SE came out, and it was a big deal at the time, because I think what the original iPhone SE was like, what, $300, and then the iPhone SE2 came out, and they bumped it up to $399. And then finally, when the iPhone SE3 came out, they were like, okay, we're not going to bump it by that much, but we're still going to up the price to it, even though we're not really changing much except for the, you know, the chipset, which, you know, I think that one had like, what, the A14 chipset in there. So in any case, right, really not much of an improvement. The battery was still the same, the camera was still the same, everything was pretty much still the same, the screen was still the same, right? But anyways, guys, I really appreciate y'all being here. Sorry about that. I had to let my dog in. We'll go over the last chat here one more time here. I used the iPhone 2020 SE until the battery went bad. Then the screen size was smallish for sure. Yeah, no, it was. I mean, I remember a couple years back. I think pre 2020, I had an iPhone 7. I think it was 7 or I think it was an iPhone 7 that I had traded. I got it in a trade when I sold my iPhone 10 with a trade and some cash, obviously. So I wanted to do that. And then what I did was I had that phone for a little bit, and then I ended up selling it to Tito. So I'm pretty sure Tito still has that device. Chula, hey, what are you doing? And I'm pretty sure Tito still has that device. He may have retired it already though, but it's an older iPhone 7, right? It was before the 8 came out though, but I remember the iPhone 7. I had it and I sold it to Tito, and I probably did a couple videos on it. But again, the screen size is just tiny, guys, right? If you're not used to the small screen size, like I feel like we're spoiled now on the screen sizes, but like back then I was using like 3-inch 3.5-inch Android phones, and then once you got to like that 4-inch era of iPhones, they just kept going up, right? So I mean, again, the screen size does matter, I think, nowadays, especially with how bad everyone's eyesight is, right? But anyways, guys, I really appreciate y'all being here today. Like, again, thanks again for joining in. Maybe I'll do another live stream tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow, so if I can show maybe video of it, I don't want to get copyright stricken, obviously, right, from other channels. But you normally will get stuff off of like CNET or stuff like that, right? But again, a lot of these people claim copyright strikes, and if I want to monetize my videos, that's just not the way for me to do it, right? So again, guys, thanks for being here. Maybe if I can get Tito in the chat tomorrow, we'll do that again if he's not busy. We were supposed to actually do a live wrestling broadcast the other day, I think over the weekend, but he ended up getting busy having to pick up his wife from work, so we just postponed the live chat for now. Let's see. Random Culture says, I hung onto my 6S Plus as it was as good to go at that time. My mom still has her 6S Plus, I think, and it's a very clean phone. She before she had her new phone is her latest phone is the iPhone 13, right? But before that, she had the iPhone 6S Plus, which again, I don't remember if it's a 6S or a 7 Plus. I'm not 100% sure. I need to go back and look at it. It might be a 7 Plus instead, but anyways, she had that phone for a couple years also, and she really liked the big screen on those. It just obviously times have changed, right? But anyways, guys, gonna jump off here. Hope you guys are all doing good, and hopefully you have a good week. Again, this is Mike from Beat Tech Review signing off. Thanks again for joining in on the stream. If you guys are replay crew, smash the like button. And again, shout out to Tito for hitting 13K. I really, appreciate him being my tech buddy over the years. Same thing for Tech for Your Needs. Congrats on 1,000. And shout out to Latrell. Latrell, I think he's about to hit. I think he might be at 45K already. I'm not 100% sure, but Latrell is up there already on